Misha Plutsky was born into stealing. No home, no family, not even a name. Yet. While running, the 8-year-old boy ran into a scrawny teenage boy that would become his mentor, his guardian, his family, Yuri. The Holocaust was in its prime. Nazi forces, led by brutal dictator Adolf Hitler, plunged into Warsaw, Poland, the home of the boy.
Selbst allein liegt die Zukunft des deutschen Volkes. Wenn wir selbst dieses deutsche Volk emporführen durch eigene Arbeit.
Plunged into Warsaw, Poland, the home of the boy and Yuri. They ran together, they stole together, they survived together. He was also given a fake background for security. Misha was now a gypsy whose parents, 7 brothers, 5 sisters, and horse, Greta, were bombed in Poland and left him an orphan in Warsaw, Poland. These were the ways Yuri would protect quick, clueless Misha. Misha and Yuri, along with other runaway Jewish boys, Huba, Enos, Ferdi, Oleg, John, and Big Henrik, hid out in an abandoned barber shop. The two would toy with Nazi officials guarding Warsaw, taking food in abundance. Life was good for a runaway. One theft left Misha in the yard of a young girl who would just watch him from her step. She walked up to him, a strange, know-nothing boy, and invited him to her birthday party. A curfew now put in place now limits Misha's journeys. One night, past curfew, Misha unwittingly steals and is caught by a jackboot, another type of Nazi officer. The security of jackboots in Warsaw had been increasing dramatically. While running away, Misha was shot in the earlobe and remained on the run. Conditions worsen, food a mere belief anymore. Strict jackboot brutality continues on the Jews, until finally all the remaining living Jew residents of Warsaw are moved into the new ghetto. A new brick wall is also built around the ghetto, relieving no escape for Jews with its barbed wire tip. The buildings inside soon become crowded and resources scarce. Misha, Yuri, the boys, Janina, and her family, Mr. and Mrs. Milgram, and her uncle Shespel, were forced to follow suit. A jackboot march is held inside the ghetto, including a high-class Nazi, Himmler. After Misha's faulty attempt to catch up with the Nazi, he is stopped by a Jewish child-killing flop, or ghetto officer, named Buffo. However, after a failed attempt at murder, Misha quickly escapes, and so does his admiration for jackboots. Each night, Misha would leave the ghetto through a 2-brick hole he found in the wall to steal food for others. Occasionally, he would bring the food to Dr. Korzak, who ran an orphanage. After beginning to stay longer and longer with Janina and her family in their rundown building, she began to accompany Misha on his expeditions. Now that Misha has been living with Janina, he had left Yuri and the gang of orphan boys. However, Yuri finds him and tells him deportations are coming. That night, Mr. Milgram tells Misha and his daughter Janina to run away from the ghetto when they go stealing. However, that night Janina refuses, and they return to an empty apartment. While running to find them, the two get separated until Misha is hit with a club and sees Janina thrown into a boxcar. All of a sudden, Yuri, who appears as a jackboot, shoots him. When he wakes, Misha is met by a farmer on a railroad who takes him in to work for 3 years until Misha runs away. He then takes a train back to work. Misha changes his name to Jack and moves to New Jersey, where he tells about his experiences on the streets. The one woman who listened to him, Vivian, marries him for 5 months, but leaves, pregnant. Years later, Jack finally meets his daughter and granddaughter and lives with them as he grows old. He also planted a milkweed in their backyard, symbolic of the ones he saw flourishing in the ghetto, and Janina.